Another episode of America in Black and White. As you know, we like to keep the community informed, keep them aware, and helping them to make the best decisions that they can make. Tonight, we have a guest that is going to help you guys learn a whole lot more about the real estate market and what you guys need to do if you're looking to purchase homes here in the year of 2024. Our guest is Mr. Leonard King. And some things about him is he's an Atlanta native and a real estate professional. He recognized the value and trust in his clients that they place in him, and he strived daily to exceed their expectations. Serving Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas, dedicated to delivering exceptional real estate and marketing services to home buyers and sellers. As a professional, he continuously to elevate his expertise and hold a range of prestigious realtor designations, including ABR, SRS, RENE, AHWD, and C2EX. He's committed to producing excellent service to all clients, ensuring a seamless and stress-free real estate experience. Project entering real estate, he worked in the hair industry as a tensorial artist and barber educator. These experiences instilled in him the values of relationship building, discipline, and leadership skills. Alongside real estate, he takes pride in being a member of the Interstate North Toastmasters Club, spending time with family, and giving back to the community through the YMCA. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Leonard King. How you doing, sir?
Good evening, Charles. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
Yes, sir. So before we get started, is there any other things that you'd like to say about yourself, introduce yourself to our audience?
Well, Charles, I think you pretty much said everything, all in that paragraph, man. That's it, really. You just, well, you know what I would add? I'm just dedicated to my craft and committed to excellence in everything that I do.
Okay. Well, I should thank you for that. So, so tell us what's happening right now in the real estate market.
Well, what's happening now are rates are actually dropping in the real estate market. So that means that it's time for buyers to make sure that they are talking with their lenders and making sure that they are looking at their credit and keeping their debt to income, at a moderate level.
So when they talk about debt to income ratio, normally what is that percentage? What does that have to be?
You know what? You need to be at 20 to 30%. You don't need to be more than that of what you bring in each month of your debt. So if you're spending over 30%, you're in trouble. That's going to hinder you when it comes to securing a loan or a rate.
So, so tell me, when it comes to, is it the debt to income ratio that determines the interest rate for the customers that are buying, or what determines that?
Well, actually, that's part of what determines it, and actually how you the analytics, the credit bureaus run the analytics of how you pay your loans back. So, you have to make sure that you are keeping your debt below 30%. I like to say 20%, and that you're making your payments on time. And, that's key. That's what's going to determine the interest rate, of course, and your credit score. However, if you're, paying your debt on time and you're not exceeding that 20% or 30%, then your credit score is going to be possibly at a moderate number that can get you the best interest rate.
Okay. So how do you anticipate the real estate market, for the year 2024? Do you expect it to be a good market? You expect it to continue to fluctuate? What are you expecting for the year 2024?
I'm expecting the market to get much better in 2024. We had some high interest rates for the last 2 years, and the Federal Reserve needed to slow down inflation with the market, and the equity is just it was great, but it was just getting to a point where equity in people's homes and consumers' homes were elevating, and the rates were elevating too, which was cutting a lot of buyers out. So now the Fed came back and cut the rates. Actually, they dropped a little bit in 2024. It was last year, I believe, at this time it was in the sevens. Now it's in the sixes, and it's going to continually drop over time. So it's projected to drop some more 2025 and 2026. So it's only going to get better. So if you have some buyers out there that's looking, or sellers, of course, that looking to list, you got to call Leo 443-849-048. But markets, it's getting better.
So, do you anticipate that it'll stay at least 6% for the rest of the year, or do you think it will lower as the year goes on?
I think it's gonna lower some more. It's gonna drop some more. Yeah.
Okay. So, tell us, what got you wanting to do real estate?
Well, I'm gonna make this story short because I know I don't have a lot of time. But I really enjoy people. I enjoy helping people make memories, and I enjoy architecture. So, I love mid-century homes, modern homes. Just contemporary. I just love that, and so I wanted to be a person that could help people achieve their dreams. Create memories, and just connect with people, man, and start my own business. And have fun doing it. I believe that. I saw real estate as an avenue where, it connected with me well and my personality. And that's what it was, man. Just that.
Okay. Is there a learning curve when it comes to getting into this profession?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Well, first, you have to sit for a class. You have to go sit, and you have to test out of the class. You have to then go and take a state exam, and you have to pass that exam, and then you get your license. And that's when your learning really starts. You have to learn how to become a connector first. You have to learn how to speak to people. You have to learn how to initiate conversations. You have to learn about just the market. You have to learn about the different brokerages, and you have to figure out, what brokerages or brokerage works best with, the person that you are. You have to learn about the different types of homes, what go in the homes as far as the interior. It's just an enormous amount, and the great part about it, in learning all of that, and of course you have to learn the finance piece too that we were just talking about. You have to learn some of that too, and all of that, though, it just keeps your brain sharp, and it keeps you, if you love it, it keeps you wanting to learn more and more and more, and you just keep elevating. But that's what you have to do to continue to learn.
Well, I always thought that when it comes to real estate, I always had this thing that in my mind that you people are constantly buying. There's not a lot of selling, but that when you're on your side, you really don't have much to do. And I know that, I guess I'm sure you hear that a lot where people don't think that you're really doing a whole lot, but when you're doing a whole lot. So primarily, can you tell us, as you go through and you're selling to one of your clients,
Mm-hmm.
do you kind of like, do you have to get a lot of paperwork together and put it in order for it to work? Or how does that process work?
Well, absolutely. You have to learn contracts first, and you have to have organizational skills. You have to be detailed and big picture too. Um, and you have to take the client from, if it's a buyer, you have to take the client from your introduction to helping them understand the process to the closing to receiving their keys. So you just have to be as detailed and as possible with explaining the process to help them feel your clients feel much more comfortable with that. And on the listing side, you have to have some marketing experience, because you want to be able to talk to your clients about how you're going to market their home. You have to understand numbers. You have to understand comparable market analysis. You have to understand the other homes in the neighborhood and how the home that you're listing, how it compares to all the other homes, so you can price it the best. And so you have to learn how to do that. So it's a process that you definitely have to take your clients through to get them comfortable and help them understand, what is actually taking place.
So when it comes to your clients, how do you get your clients?
Well, I've been fortunate. A lot of my clients have been referred to me, and that's how I got most of my clients. All referrals, people that I've pretty much known for a long time, and they refer them, and it's been great.
Okay. So when it comes to, let's say, like, is there anyone that you work with that uses something like one of those CRM systems that helps in prospecting and getting clients that way?
Yes, we at my brokerage, none other than the Remax. We Remax Premier, actually. We have a system that where you cold call. So you have to learn how to cold call. You have to. We have that system gives you information about sellers or people that live in the neighborhood, and you just have to get on the phone and call those people and let them know what you do, who you are, and how you can help them, achieve their goals of selling or purchasing a home.
That sounds a lot like community. So, I mean, do you do this in like in particular communities, or are you like sometimes do you do some work in some underserved communities to help folk in buying houses and things of that nature?
Yes, I do. I have, worked with some people to help them through the process, and and that process wasn't as fast. No particular community, just individuals that was referred to me, and that was a great experience as well. But no special community. I work with you know all communities. However I can help and be of assistance. I do my best to do that. And move in excellence with what I do.
Take us through the process of being a real estate agent.
Okay, you have to get up early. Number one, you have to get up between 4 and 5 o'clock. You have to choose. You have to get your meditation. You have to go to the gym to keep you a level head. You have to make sure you're spiritual. Whatever you do is on point. And then you have to either go out in the field and network and meet people, and or you have to pick up the phone and call people that you know, and let them know, that you was just reaching out to stay in touch with them. You have to reach out to past clients, to see, how they're doing, and just checking on them and letting them know that you still are in the real estate market. You can help anybody that they have that they want to refer to you. Um, and then you have to go to networking events, and you have to let people know what you do and who you are. And the real estate industry, we say you cannot be a secret agent. So you have to basically, you know, walk around with "I am a realtor" on your chest like Superman, and that's the day of a realtor. And then and also you have to follow up with clients that you've been working with, because it's a process as far as where they're at in the process. You may have somebody that that's looking to purchase. You may have somebody that's already in the process of purchasing. You may have somebody that's close to closing. You may have a closing. So you have all that, and then at the end of the day, you still have to eat, and you have to come home, and you have to make sure that all your paperwork is in order, and that that you have a success list of what you need to accomplish the next day, and have to get that done. Then eventually you get to go to sleep. Welcome to real estate.
So tell us, when you're going through the process, do you kind of like decide how to prioritize, or do you prioritize on the go based on what's happening at the moment, since things are like moving and moving and moving and moving?
Well, first thing, of course, you do your best to prioritize, and get what you need to get done first thing in the morning. And usually that is depending on, what you have going. If you have listings, you have to, follow up with your clients, every week, Monday, let them know where they're standing as far as their listing. Then, you have to, follow up with clients that may be in the process. So these are priorities, that may be in the process of purchasing. And then you have to, prospect. And after that, you pretty much can, bob and weave, and you have some freedom to be much more flexible than you usually would, if you didn't have those priorities. But you have to do that. That's a must.
So tell us about the brokerage you work for.
Well, it's none other than Remax Premier, in Cobb County, one of the top brokerages that, in my opinion, that I've been with. We have a great group of agents. We have great brokers. They really are very helpful, and they want to see us succeed, and they're committed to excellence too. And it feels like a family. And I've been at that brokerage, Remax Premier, now for a year and a month, actually. And I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and I just look forward to continue to grow and, continue to be with Remax.
Wow. So is there a process for being settled? Do you ever get settled in, or are you always just on the move, and you just can never say that you're going to be settled while you're sitting and working?
Yeah, you're settled. You can be settled. I mean, you have to prioritize. Well, in real estate, you have to prioritize everything. To be settled, you have to prioritize. Okay, I'm going to enjoy myself today, or I'm going to take the weekend, or and go out of town, or the week. I learned that from my broker, and just kind of being in the business, because it's like life. It'll suck you up before you know it, and it'll drain you. So you have to remove yourself and regroup and refresh and jump back in the saddle and keep pushing.
Well, let me just ask you this. How do you know when to buy and sell?
How do you know? Well, how do you know when you're ready to buy? Uh, usually it's when you're in a position where you can have some savings beyond the just your mortgage. You know that you're pretty much going to, and because things in the house, they have to be repaired. And another way that you're ready to buy, if you're going to be staying in that particular city, for an extended period of time. Um, if you decide that you want to have a family, things like that. Now it's a little different when you're ready to sell. Um, a lot of times, when you're ready to sell, if you're working for a company, your company says, "Hey, we about to move you from Atlanta to Arizona," or your family's expanding, or you just want to be in a different school, different district because your children may be going to high school, and you just they play a certain sport, or they want to be in some type of program, or some type of specialty program in the high school that's in a different area may offer that. Or you just want to, just a bigger home, or you want a smaller home. It just, depends on, you could be going, through a divorce, you could be, just single and just say, you know what, I'm tired of going up steps. Or you could just be getting old and say, you know what, I don't want to do none of this no more. I just want to move somewhere and let somebody take care of me in the senior home. It's so many factors that play in, to what would, motivate you to move. But yeah, those are some of the points.
So at your brokerage, do you guys do things in particular like put on like events out in your communities, or how do you guys let people know where you are and some of the things that you're doing?
Well, yes, we do charity work. We host events. We do things together as a team. And we put all this on either Facebook or Instagram. All the social channels, and that we do things like that. Yeah, that's what we do, and we support each other's children and things like that. So and let them know that we are with Remax, and we're realtors. So that's pretty much what we do.
So you earlier we were talking about the interest rates, and you were saying that right now they're like in the 6th percentile, for a mortgage. At that with that 6% interest rate, is that for people that's got like almost like A1 credit, like the 780 and above, or how does that part work?
Well, interest rates they fluctuate, and so sometimes they'll the interest rate that comes out in the to the public, it could change depending on your credit score. Um, so it's rarely ever solid. I think that's the best word, solid. It can fluctuate just based on your score. But if you do see that rate out in the public, then there's a good chance that that's a real good rate. And if you have a credit score, because you don't know, well, what the finance or loan officer or what's gauging whether you get that score outside. It could be you have a 750 to 780 and you get that. But if you got an 810 or 820, you may get something a little bit, less. So it just is very fluid.
So that's I take it. When you're talking, in those terms. Let's say we have folk that are living in underserved communities, and you've got, let's say of a group of 500 folk, there may be about 10 people that are really interested and are looking to buy a home.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell those people what they should be doing and looking for in order to make a purchase of a home?
Well, the first thing I would do is have them list all their bills and their income. And, and I would say that you need to, or it's best for you to do, an analysis and get an idea of how much you can afford, for a mortgage. And then once you, figure that out, then I would ask them, to make sure that, or if they haven't, that, they have to save, depending on, the purchase of the amount of the house, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, you can put down 3.5%. So, to make sure you have a substantial amount of savings and then I would say, okay, you have to make sure that, and you have to find out, what is your credit score, so you'll know that. And then after you find those 3 items out, and then I would say, okay, let's go ahead and reach out to a loan officer and, connect with the officer so you can fill out a package, and so they can give you an idea of, what your financial portfolio really looks like when it comes to purchasing the home.
Wow. So, and as we're talking about, purchasing homes, like, I know that if you have a perfect credit score, that's a good place to start if you want to buy a house. But what are the really good interest rates that people should think about? Well, not interest rates, but what are the really good credit scores that people should have if they're going to think about purchasing a house?
Okay, to get the best rates, because what you have to understand with interest, it's, the bank is taking a risk on you. And so when the bank decides to lend you money, the rates, the credit scores that are higher with, less debt, you're going to get the best interest rates that the bank, can offer, because they believe, based on that, you are going to pay them the money back. Now, and now those rates are 750, 850. Now if you below, those numbers, then, the bank ideally is saying, you're more of a risk. So your rate can increase. You still can purchase a home and your rate will increase. But the way that you get around that is that you have to be flexible about the amount that you want to spend. And still, make that investment in yourself. And you may have to just start off a little different, but it's still an investment. And then, you can, like I like to say to my clients, you can always move up, so, and those scores look like from, it could be 580 to 680, your rate's going to be a little bit different. But there's ways around that too. I like to say there's ways around everything. It's consistently a way. You just have to be flexible. And that's the real name of the game in real estate. It's a process oriented, flexible process.
Yeah. So then, and just thinking about, as we were also talking about these interest rates, and you anticipated, you said later in the year that they may go down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how soon, and if you wanted to guesstimate, if you can guesstimate, like, because right now I know that they're probably, I know you said 6, but they're probably like about, I guess I can say about that range. So, do you anticipate anytime after this second quarter that they may start to be a little bit lower, like maybe drop down to like maybe 5.55%?
That's a hard question for me to answer, King, and I say that because I really have no idea of what the markets is going to do. What I can say is there's less of a chance of them increasing back to where they were. So I like to say that to my clients. So where they're at now, they're gonna continue to decrease, but I'm willing to bet that they're not gonna increase anymore.
So, what is the best way of actually? I'm trying to get this information out to the audience because I know that there's got to be several people that are looking, and I know that those are in underserved communities. Have to look a little bit harder because you want to make sure that you're up on everything.
Right.
So, what are some of the places, or where are some of the places that they can look, or they are able to keep track as to how these interest rates are dropping, or when they will drop, or they can learn how this works? How can they do that?
You can definitely go to most news channels, CNBC. Um, uh, I know that one right off because usually I'm at that one. I go to that one, or Google, bankrate.com. Um, look at your bank's uh, website, or ask your banker. What are the interest rates? What range are the interest rates at this point? How much they charging for home loan? So, or call me and I can help you through it. So those are the channels that you can use.
Are you doing residential and commercial, or just residential?
I do residential and a small portion of commercial.
And so, how is the commercial market working?
The commercial. I don't have a lot of experience in the commercial market. It's a lot different because you're dealing with leases and purchases and build outs and you know construction. So it's quite extensive. My specialty is residential at this point. Uh, you know, so at some point in the future, I will definitely will dive deeper into commercial. That's the plan. But right now, it's I'm just focusing on residential and commercial leases.
Okay. And so, so for our audience, what is the best part? The best thing that the best thing they could do to start this process of just looking and wanting to get settled. What is it that they can do first or initially to get themselves set to purchase a home?
Call me. That's the first thing they can do. Call me.
Okay.
Yeah, that just call me, and we let's have a conversation because what I find is with most things and I'm gonna use this example. I work out fitness guy. I love to lift weights. And so the first thing that a person could do, and I'm at the why, right? And the first thing a person would be best for them to do is talk to one of the trainers at the Y and let them know what their goals are and what they want to accomplish.
Oh, that sounds like some good stuff. What about for these younger folk that are looking for careers? Is there a place for them in the real estate market?
Absolutely, absolutely. The real estate market is, such a wide uh, market. I mean, for young people that are high energy, they like to be on the move. They like to connect with people. They're great with people. They don't mind initiating conversation. They don't have a problem with working all types of hours, and they love to learn. Then real estate is definitely an industry that they can connect with it, and it may be a awesome fit for that person, and that
So,
wants to basically to start their own business and be entrepreneurial.
mhm. So here in Georgia,
Mhm.
has can you tell us has the inventory increased enormously, where now we have enough housing, or are they still working on increasing the inventory?
Well, I believe that you're gonna consistently work on increasing it because the interest rate. People are not selling the same way that they once were. So it's not going to be as much inventory. But as the rates decrease, you're going to find that the inventory we're going to have start having more inventory because more people now are willing to sell and purchase. Because the interest rate, is decreasing. So, yeah, it's constantly growing. So everybody that wants to purchase, now's the time to start, putting that step forward and moving in that direction because, it's what you want is out there. You just have to start the process.
Okay. So then, so at this point in time, then it doesn't matter if you're young or old. It sounds like for those that are looking to purchase homes, um, we just got a perfect example of some of the things that you guys should do and how you should plan. Because if you're planning accordingly, and it's something that you really, really want, and especially here in the Metro Atlanta market, apparently, if inventory is now becoming plentiful again, then now is the time to try to make a move or think about it. And it sounds like Leo has actually put out the information that he's a great source that can help you all through the process, and so it's strongly recommended that you give him a call. But also for those that are out there listening, um, please go to our YouTube channel, America in Black and White, and listen to some of the things that Leo has mentioned before, because these are things that are going to help you. But if you can, Leo, can you go through a lot of helpful tips that people should be taking away from this, and also how that's going to help them?
Well, yes, the first tip is just really, assess, your what's coming in your home and what's going out. I think that's at the first step, you know, and then the second step is looking at your credit score, and really assessing that, and then looking at what areas that you like, that you would even want to live in, and and then you know uh, after that, definitely, excuse me, definitely, reach out to me, and we can sit down and have a conversation about where you're at, in the process, and we can just continue to move you forward to get to the finish line of you getting the keys to your brand new home. And those that was really the main tips that I would give, because it's basically finance. If you're ready, to make that move. Now, if yeah, that's what I would say.
So, then, if you would, as we're coming into closing, can you just please give out your information again as to how people are able to contact you, so they can reach out to you and you can go from there and advise them?
Absolutely. I'm Leo King. Once again, my number is 404-384-9048. Remax Premier. My email is listwithleoking@gmail.com. My web page is listwithleoking.realestate. And that is how you can get in touch with me. And I would love to help you achieve your dreams and of home ownership or investment, or whatever it is, relocation, whatever you want. Just let's have a conversation about it. And if I'm not able to help you, I can definitely guide you to the person that can.
Okay, good deal, sir. Also, just in making sure we get this information out to everyone. Again, they should be able to go back and they'll be able to listen to this show. But also, once we sign off and this is done, what I would like to do is have you forward me all of your information. So
Okay.
what I'd like to do as well, so I can get this information out to the folk in the public, is I will definitely do a blog post that will direct folks directly to you.
Okay.
So you'll be able to assist them and help them as best as possible, because 2024 is going to be a big year for all of us.
Mhm.
And I do believe that, as we are going through these times and we want to make sure that people are making their lives better, we want to do our best to assist, and we want to do the best as we can to get just everyone just the information that's just needed.
Absolutely.
So in wrapping up, Mr. King, is there anything else you'd like to leave our audience with before we leave?
Yes. Well, first, I would like to say thank you, Charles, for having me on the show. I'm honored, to be on the show, man. It was awesome, and I enjoyed the questions. Hopefully, I have gave some people some insight on the real estate market and how you can contact me, use the real estate market to move forward in your life. And the last thing I would say is just take the first step and make it happen, and if you need any help with that, then I'm here for you. That's it.
Well, I thank you so very kindly for that. And for those of you that are watching, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to be here tonight, as Leo has actually given out some really, really good information that I think we all should take it in consideration, and we should all be moving forward with making this process happen, because I'm sure that there are an enormous amount of people that are out here right now that are looking for homes. So with that being said, and with the inventory getting larger and larger, especially in Metro Atlanta, let's please jump on this. And I will tell you, please make sure you follow the blog, Changing Trends and Times, because Leo's information will be there. We'll be talking about what he's doing, and also how you guys can contact him, as well as following us here on America in Black and White. I'm Charles King, and I want you all to have a wonderful evening, and thank you all for spending your time with us tonight.
Thank you, King.